Welcome everybody, Hawkins with you, and today we're going to start a showcase on Nebuchadnezzar. It comes out this week. Very excited about it, hope you guys are too. This is kind of a throwback to my youth. I used to play a lot of Pharaoh, and this one very much reminds me of it. In the same genre, modernized. So let's go ahead and start up the campaign. We're going to be doing this showcase by actually going through the initial steps of the campaign rather than doing a full-on build and throwing you into it. So we're going to have to walk through all the little parts. I'll try to make it as quick and explanatory as possible. I have skimmed through this to get a feel for it. So let's look at pre-pottery Neolithic era from about 10,000 to 8,700 BC. Okay, so these basically what we have to do is build a tiny little village. He's going to walk us through it extremely hand-holdy for the first 2 or 3 missions. They shouldn't take very long. We're going to do the standard sort of time frame on these episodes, so we'll probably be able to pack in quite a few of these tutorial pieces at a time. Your group of nomads has finally found what they were seeking for so long. An area with sufficient fertile soil and a good climate, with an ideal place for permanent settlement, and you, as the leader of the group, have the most important role. You organize the construction, and now we meet Gilgamesh. Nice choice. Your guide for a few missions. All right, so let's get started with the tutorial. This one actually is the first thing that he tells you to do, and it stumped me. Simply grab any part of the window using the cursor and then move it to the new position. Middle mouse button moves this. He was saying about this window right here. That's it. I sat there like, why can I not move? I was confused. I stumped early. That's how it works. I'll try to skip all the rest of the stumped early things and let you get past that. To close any window, simply right-click it. There you go. He opens up the window again, so we can use WASD to move. You can move the cursor to the edge of the screen to move. We can middle mouse and drag to move. Excellent. Zooming in and out. Boop, boop, boop. Excellent. Now we've got a speed function up here. Spacebar to pause. The plus minus to change these. And the E key to hold the speed by quickly. Notice it goes to 4 times whatever that's set to. So if you're set to 2 or 3 times and you hit 4 or the E, it goes to, super fast mode. All right. First using the key and then number pad. Try it now. What? Keys. Speed. Number pad. What was it? Plus minus? There we go. Other options, click the button. Thank you. Pause button right there. Excellent. Finally ready to start building. I like how it takes you through these things and does it really nice and simple and quick. Here's things to show you. On the left of the screen, you notice green question marks. So basic tutorial-ish things. It's basically your wiki. Hopefully the noise and volume is okay for this. Game seems a little loud, but I think it's balanced okay. Alright. There's one more thing I need to show you. On the left of the screen, notice a few green question marks. They represent a section of the game's wiki. Each section is an in-depth explanation, one of the gameplay mechanics of Nebuchadnezzar. So if you ever want something to read, go back there. Yeah. Now let's start building a few houses. Houses provide accommodations for people who live and work in the city. To build something, first open the represented category down here. They're beautifully artistically rendered out. We're going to go ahead and draw our 4 houses. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yay! Excellent. New people are arriving in the city. Hey, our first settlers. Some buildings, such as houses, you can build by dragging. Whoop, like that. Excellent. Now we need to build a road that's under the little green infrastructure here. We'll just build the road and drag it around and around. Kaboom! Excellent. Okay. New houses. I've said excellent a lot of times here. New houses now accessible should soon welcome new settlers. So they can't access them unless there's a road. This is the road and pathfinding game for sure. Very, very reminiscent. Since our house is now starting to grow nicely, let's look at the mission objectives right here. In this first mission, we have to have a population of 300, already there. We also have to have wheat and bread stored at 20 apiece, and we have to have 12 shacks. He's already got us set up for all that. He's going to handhold us right through the next part. So let's build a farm. That's under this beautiful grape icon. Now it's a crop farm. Oh, that's the only option in this version. Nice. Ah, good. Farm's ready, but it has a problem. Let's move the map instead of that. So we need some fields. That's what this is indicating. So we're going to go ahead and grab the field icon here and choose which field's going to go in there. I presume if I hold shift, I can also paint more of them down. There we go. We painted 36. Ah, but why 36 fields? If you take a closer look at this screen, you'll see that each of these workers, there's 30 population assigned as one of these jobs, so 30 as the farmer. It uses up 30 of our city's population to operate this, and 18 of 18 is the amount of crops that they can use. So, operating range is within this green arrow, or green dotted line. That's where they can work, and they can use the fields. They're using 18 of 18. If I had more fields, we would not actually get the value of those fields. Right? They'd never utilize those. Anyways, don't do it for this tutorial. Continue. Still a problem. Your farmers are not working yet. It's December, that's why. So let's, before that starts, let's go ahead and build a bakery. Okay, good. He's going to keep us working for the meantime. In the meantime. Oh, no, yeah, it looks like they just started. It's now January. Apparently January is a good time for that work. So let's go into the food production and do a bakery. And where does it say I'm supposed to build a bakery? Oh, there we go. Nope. Most important thing to keep in mind is that there are limited... right. Limited ranges. So these people have... This is our carrier here, and he's got a limited range. If I click this blue outline indicates how far away he can go to interact with buildings. If it's at all overlaying a building, it counts. No transportation will happen between buildings that are outside of the carrier's range. More here. Let's make a bakery or two. Told us to print 2 of those down. We're going to need 2 warehouses for his job as well. Place one there and there as indicated. Each of those buildings, you notice, has a specific... it shows you the range that they can interact with, and it highlights the buildings in this blue tint as we get near them. So, be sure that your 2 warehouses... to be sure that your 2 warehouses will be sufficient for the wheat as well as bread. We need to make sure that to set everything up right. Each warehouse you can configure only to accept specific goods. We have 2 goods in this particular map. We could also hit, what he doesn't say is, where is it? This button. Okay. So this button will allow us to add a wider or more vertical stack. So, we could set wheat to one of them, and bread to the other one. Ta-da! That's what he asked us to do. Sometimes warehouses still stored goods you don't want there. To remove, I love this. To remove them, you won't need to do anything complicated, and certainly you won't need to destroy the whole warehouse. Poke, 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 poke. I love it. It's a flashback. Simply use the button shown below, which will remove all goods from the given type of the warehouse. Lovely. This button here, destroy all the goods of the given... Awesome. Don't need to do it right now. Great. Everything's set up. Successfully complete the mission. I'll take my leave now. Once you close this page of the tutorial, you can continue building without further restrictions. Feel free to experiment a bit. We'll see each other in the next mission. Alright, so as we mentioned before, there is a speed button. We're supposed to have 20 wheat and 20 bread stocked. These guys are making bread and wheat. These guys are producing the wheat. This is their output, so they currently have none in the piled up in here. It's now being piled up, but as soon as it is, it gets grabbed and dragged by these workers here. They're going to get the resources. These guys, I guess, will deliver as well if it goes to a warehouse. Did I do that wrong? We have some bread here, and I told them only to do wheat. Get away! Aha, destroyed it. We have all the bread we need already, so let's actually drop this to like 20 and let them stockpile the wheat. Now these guys will actually get a stockpile of 10 bread in the output. I'm going to hold E to speed things along at 12 times the speed so we can move on to the next tutorial. They'll have to fill up their input and output before the warehouse will actually stock any, and this only counts stuff that is stocked in warehouses, not within your construction facilities. So we got 4 there. The next season should finish things off for us. We got 4 of 20 bread. There we go. Mission accomplished. One of the tutorials is now finished. Excellent. Next one is Neolithic B. So very tutorialish. Tel Aswad. Okay, we're in Tel Aswad. Let's see. So that took us about 10 minutes with intro. Not bad. We'll get a couple of these in for sure. Loading, loading. I love this art. This is so beautiful. Can you imagine having lived in a time like that? It's so foreign. Greetings and welcome back to the mission. I'll show you, in this mission, I'll show you how to distribute goods and food you make to create a larger and more prosperous city. Alright, already built a few houses so you can get on to the important stuff. Open the house window and then we'll continue. These houses, what's telling us about right now is just interested in the left part of the panel, over here. If you ensure all the required resources for this, well, this is tier 1. There's no required, just has to have a building. To finish tier 2, they need bread and they need access to milk. So those two are the resources they'll need for the next stage. All the goods are distributed using sellers that work at the market. So build one market in the indicated location. Let's go into, where is it? Here. This little cog and services area. Place that. Excellent. You can now tell more about how work slots work. A work building will never do anything on its own. Just select here. These guys have pre-built transporters, but that's it. Instead, each have several slots in which you can occupy a specific profession. The slot then performs the designated work. To assign the worker to a slot, use the plus button. Excellent. And each slot requires a certain number of workers recruited from the city's inhabitants to do the related work. The number of workers is displayed in the bottom left, right here, as we mentioned before. Up here shows the unemployment level. We can actually click this to make it a little more detailed, so 440 missing employees. That's a little upsetting. Hire one bread seller and a milk seller to continue. Oops. Here. Bread. There's a seller. Bread. Hello, men. And here's a seller. Milk. Lovely. The next image shows you where the current internal storage is displayed, right here. So they have currently no bread and no milk stored. Okay. Now you get the opportunity to show me what you've learned in the previous mission. Build one farm with wheat fields and 2 bakeries and 1 livestock farm with goat pastures to produce milk. We'll continue as soon as you transport at least 1 bread and 1 milk. So off you go. Okay, close that and pop him, I don't know, out of the way a little bit. We got some green lush territory here. Let's go ahead and put our farms in. Livestock farm. We could build a farm like right here. Seems okay, I suppose. Doesn't say specifically where we're supposed to build them, so let's put them right down here. Yeah, that's fine. Now he needs a road, so we can do that. That icon is down here. We'll just pop that right there. Now he needs fields. Click there and build him some fields. I don't know how many. 27. We need 3 more. No, we need... that's better. 36. Okay. We could do more. We could go like that and that. Hold on, like this. So we could do 3 workers, right? And if I click here, I can add another worker in like that. Not necessary, but, you know, it's a thing we can do. Citizens transport at least 1 bread and 1 milk to the market. Okay. So we need bread. We need the bakeries. Let's put a couple bakeries in. They can be... We don't even need a warehouse for them, so... Let's do this and this, and we will put a warehouse in there. Right in there. We'll say that that warehouse has... let's make that warehouse have bread, and suppose a little... It can be a little bit of everything. Let's go with like 8 milk, and go 12 bread. That's 20. No, let's go 8 milk, 8 bread, and... Yeah. Sure, that's a full... That'll leave it full right there. Okay, so you guys are now harvesting. Good. The next thing we need is our livestock farm. Let's put a livestock farm in right here. Lovely. It's going to need a road as well. If I right-click, super tip, right-click on any structure, you get the option to copy, delete, or cut. Also, if you click on the middle tile, it'll suggest ideas. Right? I don't know why it's suggesting livestock farm, but anyways, we can build a dirt farm or dirt road by doing that. So instead of selecting down the menu, it becomes quite handy. So there's your pro tip for the day. It's probably the only one you're going to get, so enjoy it. And this, and we'll do this. There you go. They got some livestock in there, and enough for the two guys that are working. I don't know that we need a third. Probably a little overkill. Taliswad is up and running. Now, we do need to transport some stuff, so let's just let the time buzz on by. Let these guys start harvesting. Some bread starts getting made. It's going to end up in here, in the warehouse right away. There we go. Bread has delivered. Yes, we've got milk delivered there. It's almost delivered bread. Haha. Excellent. And Gilgamesh is back to talk to us. Open the advisory tab with the statistics to continue. Right over here. Alright. Sorry, Gil. Off to the side you go. Here you'll find an estimate of the current annual production and the consumption of each type of good in the city. This is where the fun starts with charts and stuff, guys. These estimates assume that each slot has enough workers and there is no transport delays. Remember this. It's an assumption. Estimate. Alright. Here you can also find current annual productions and consumptions as well as current efficiency. Since even a well-working transport system can experience minor fluctuations, I recommend keeping a small reserve in production. Good. Okay, so keep a little more production than we do consumption. Sounds good to me. See, this is nice. He's got 18, 16, 18, 16, 27, 18. Plenty of extras of everything we need. Okay, but now let's go back to the warning that we saw. This warning right here. Since it's actually related to the distribution of goods. This is where the walkers come. This warning says that the sellers don't have any route to follow. Sellers, unlike haulers, won't work automatically. They follow the route set by the player and supply houses along the route. Alright, so here's how this works. I select this guy, and any of the walker types, we have to hit plus, and then drag it along for a road. So they start obviously where that thing starts, and anywhere along their path, I can just click Route 1, Route 2, and you notice it gets to here. She'll start to automatically loop back around because that's the most efficient way back to path back to the house, or to the start. Right. Cool. You could remove them if you hit the negative with it, or you can do something very nice. It's a little weird how this is set up, but the plus, this seems backwards actually. Because what I'm actually trying to do is, like, I want to duplicate this route. So I want the milk lady to also do the same as the bread lady. So I actually hit the plus here to add a checkpoint. And then instead of placing them on the road, I can click on this flag right here. And it duplicates her route. See, now they're both doing the same route. They're walking around and they're getting milk delivered. Now she's going to run out of milk probably before she gets done. Oh, no, she ended up having enough. That's good. Excellent. You should now see houses gradually receive bread and milk. Each house that receives both resources will increase its level and be able to accommodate new inhabitants as you see them pouring in. Important note that in some cases you won't be able to satisfy the needs of the whole block of housing during the first round trip of the seller. In fact, some houses might first lose a level they previously attained before the level of the whole block goes up. That's completely fine. It's certainly not necessary to increase the new sellers. Just check that the production can cover the consumption, and all houses should eventually receive the products they need. Don't forget that you can always speed up time, see the results of your workers sooner. Bzzz, bzzz, speed up. That's it for this mission. You did great. The mission will be completed as soon as the houses level up in the next mission. You'll have a look at how to grow crops in drier environments using irrigation. Hello, Ubaid. Next one, let's get this one in if we can. It's another 9 or 10 minutes in. So see if we can get this third one explained to you as we go. Trying to give you a real good cover of the initial start of this game, so you're not just seeing me build a city randomly and being like, what the heck did you just do there? This seems to make sense to me. Anyways, I hope this is a useful way of doing this. If you are enjoying it, please do consider hitting the like button. These showcases are a way for you guys to see what games I'm interested in, and for me to see what games you like, and therefore possibly return to more of this type of game in the future, or this particular game if it warrants a return. Time to dig. All right. So the people have stopped being sufficient, or the world has stopped being sufficient for us to just live off the land. Now it's time to do some agriculture, some real world-crushing agriculture, sort of. We're going to dig a ditch. As you can see, this map only has a single location where you can build a farm. Yet this location doesn't have enough natural moisture. Still, let's begin by building a few farms. Okay. One livestock farm, please. Yes, sir. Livestock farm. One crop farm, please. Yes, sir. Crop farm. Build irrigation canals in the highlighted area to continue. Now, two ways to do that, like we mentioned. If I can find them, if I remember where they are. Right. Infrastructure. Irrigation canals, we could do that. Or if we right-click anywhere in a spot that is like irrigatable or diggable, we'll get the option to build dirt roads, stone roads, irrigation canals, or I guess crop farms. So let's build this canal. Build it. Lovely little... Excuse me, Gil. Thank you. Can I call you Gil? Now build a pump in the highlighted area. Again, we can go here, we can find this spot, and we can right-click here. Again, it's not suggesting, but if I right-click on the if I right-clicked on the irrigation tab, it did that for me before, maybe not now. Okay, let's go to the pump here in the build menu. Kaboom! Alright, as you can see, water is now flowing in the canal, but there isn't enough for the whole system. You can see that in the graphics here. This part gets dries out as it gets near the edge. Okay. That's because the pump only has a limited amount of power and can only fill a limited number of canal pieces. So the longer the canal is, the more pumps you'll need. Build an additional 2 pumps in the highlighted areas to continue. One here and one here. It does not connect yet. We're going to have to go ahead and build the irrigation canal there and there. Yes, excellent. Now, as you see, they filled up bit by bit as they went. Build the warehouse in the highlighted area. Yes, boss. Doing it. There we go. And you want some roads? Lovely. Let's do some roads. Right here. Oop, oop, oop. Aha! Connected to the main road. To continue, build at least 36 wheat fields and 36 goat pastures. This one is the goat pastures. Excellent. Go like that. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36. Lovely. That's a really bizarre place to put the goat pasture. Copy. 36. There we go. Alright. This guy, that just weirded me out. It just seemed like a dumb place to build it. That is 37. Okay, that's fine. We can just drag the whole thing even over those buildings. You don't have to like paint them in Specialize. Excellent. I'll show you a more advanced technique for setting up warehouses. As you might have already noticed, space is a valuable resource in Nebuchadnezzar, perhaps even the most valuable one. So, build a separate warehouse for each type. Building a separate warehouse for each type of good is often not the best approach. I'll show you with your own. Okay. This warehouse will be used for storage point for products from farms, while the other buildings will take the products they need from the warehouse. To ensure smooth transportation, you need to guarantee that warehouses always have enough space for wheat as well as milk. To do so, we'll deactivate all goods from the warehouse except for wheat and milk. Learned how to do this in the first mission. I think I remember. Click to continue. Set the warehouse to only accept wheat and milk. You can do 2 ways. I'm minimizing this because it feels better this way. You can do 2 ways. We could shut these all off independently. Or we can click down here. This is the configure behavior for haulers and ships. We can just turn them on or off altogether. So I can say everything off except for milk and wheat. Done. Alright, next step, we'll set up the maximum capacity. This allows you to ensure that the warehouse won't store more than the allowed amount of goods. Use the button to show below. Set 28 wheat and 8 milk. They always go in sets of 4 because each of these tiles, each square, takes 4. 8 milk. 8 milk and 28 bread. So this will stop us from overstocking bread and thus having no room for milk when the harvest happens, and vice versa with the milk and bread. You might wonder why you set the precise ratio of the maximum capacity. The reason is simple. Milk is produced at the same rate throughout the year, while wheat only harvests during a few months of the year. This means that we'll need space to handle all the wheat produced in a short time period. In future missions, don't be afraid to experiment with variety and of balance. Anyways, last thing I'd like to show you in this mission is the info layer. The info layer is very important tool that can provide crucial aid when searching for problems in your city. You can activate it by using the goods button in the upper left panel, or by using the keyboard shortcut. The goods panel would be trade, goods, maybe that's goods. This, whoops, nope. Return to game. That's not the button. This one here, no. Goods panel in the left. Oh, there we go. Right here. The upper panel. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's interesting. Oh. Show hide goods in the upper panel. Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, there we go. One of these. Selecting one of these or hitting 1 to 9. Oh, 1 to 9. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's so good. Okay, I didn't notice that before. I just skimmed by it before. Okay, good. It might not be showing too much information right now because production in the city is not yet very developed. As in, there's nothing going on because there's no people, buddy. Thanks, Gil. A detailed description available at the visor panel up here. Boom. There we go. That's all for this mission. You did great, kid. You did great. And you can now proceed to build your city. All right. Basic instructions. All this stuff. There's the irrigation he was talking about. Building the canals, putting the pumps in, multiple pumps to get more flow. Excellent. Now we get to build. It's time to build, guys. It's time to build. All right, let's see. There's a couple things we're going to need. Let's shut that overlay off. We're going to need people, and we're going to need people to have a few resources because we need standard houses. So let's go ahead and actually go with, we'll start with some road. Let's give them some nice fine stone roads. We'll do like, I don't know, like this. There we go. I'm actually going to go ahead and hit Z to remove stuff, and we'll take all that silliness of those roads out. Sure, that looks lovely. Don't know if it makes any sense, but sure. I guess. You know what, actually, let's build this road here. Wonderful. Alright, and then we got to think about what we're going to do. We need 16 houses, so like he had before when we had 4 in a row, that might work. Now, there's a couple new resources. To get standard houses, we're going to need 2 new things. You notice he's given us water as an option. Actually, we can click this thing again. We're going to need pottery to each house, milk to each house, bread to each house, and water to each house. So wells are basically an AoE coverage. I guess it can actually cover technically 1, 2, 3, 4 houses directly out from it. So anything that gets partially covered, like if this warehouse was any tile of it covered would count. So the problem is these wells have a very particular situation. They only work on flat, unstony ground. So we could build it here, for instance. That might work, or we could build it here. Let's build it here. Lovely. Now, we want some houses, so let's go straight to that, because this is the only thing that's going to limit our housing plan. Let's go like this, and apparently that doesn't work, because that's right in my way. Well, that was awkward. Let's hit and try that again. Let's pause the game, too, because why not build while we're paused? We're going to grab this well and do it differently now. Can I put him here? Sure, that seems like it would work a little better. Alright, and then we'll do housing. That's down here. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 16 total. 7, 8, 9. And then on this side we can do another 5. And we'll do another 5 down here. There we go. And then we have the same sort of road thing. Now, I don't know how long into the game's development, like how long into the bigger and bigger cities this is going to be a viable build. Probably not. We'll have to upgrade and expand and grow as we go. So, first thing we needed was water, only because that's the base resource to get there. Now, we've got bread and milk here, but we don't have wheat here. I kind of want to have wheat here. I'm thinking they should be relatively close. This is really awkwardly compact space. We're also going to need pottery, which will need clay. Can we find out what our clay needs? Clay mines. Again, they can't fit on the rocky turf here, so they're going to have some limiting factors here. Okay, this is intentional, I'm sure, to make us think. Let's put him right here. No, let's put him here. Thinking. Brain, turn on, work. There we go. Right there. And then we're going to put a warehouse for the clay here. Good. So this thing here can accept nothing except for clay. We'll do the same sort of a thing, I guess. 20 and... I'll go, I don't know, 20 clay and 16 pottery? Sure, that sounds good. And then I'd like another warehouse to fit somewhere to give us... this has bread and milk, so let's put in a spot for some... Where are we going to fit our... I see. What we could do... We're going to need a market. He's going to access stuff, right? A poor market. He's gonna need access to these warehouses, and they can't fit in there. Alright, so we're going to definitely have to get rid of that. Put him in here, then. So he can access from that side is fine. The walkers can go this way, builders can go that way. Go with a warehouse there. We might as well build another road in here as well. There we go. So this guy is now going to accept what? We want him to accept the bread. And we could put milk in there, but that's probably okay. Just as is. So the bread can stockpile there. Now we need bakeries. We didn't leave much room for that, did we? Well, let's adjust things then. Let's go like this. Because this water will reach out there. So let's go ahead and copy one of these houses. Right there and there. I'm going to do this stone road to go like this. Perfect. And then what we'll do is hit Z to remove those and take that out and put a couple bakeries in there. Let's do that. Where the heck is it? Right over here. Bakery. Lovely. Right in the middle of town. Gets everything it needs. It's got 2 workers and a gatherer that should get them what they need. It's a bit of a walk, but they'll be fine. Then they'll dump their bread there. Alright, let's see if we can get things rolling here and if this actually works. Okay, this guy has no walking, this girl has no walking path. Well, gatherer, sure. Let's go with a full loop-de-loop. Excellent. Now, the market is going to have bread. As we said, bread, pottery, and milk. Good, first settlers have arrived. Now, again, you guys are going to do the loop, and then we're going to copy and copy. So now all 3 of them have the same role. This guy is not going to do much. He's just going to pile up a bunch of clay, which is a little lackluster for us. So let's go ahead with a path there, and then give him a bakery, not a bakery, a ceramics workshop. Lovely. You get clay from here. We don't have enough people for it, so let's close this up and see how our layout works. Holding E will speed us up to 4x, or we can go even to 8. Buzz, buzz, buzz. This looks like they're starting to get a little bit of milk in. The first supply of bread or wheat's arriving. Going into the bakery. Bread is now distributing. They have had a little bit. Just a wee little bit of bread made it. Everybody's got water though, so that's good. An important feature of life, I hear. Now this is okay. We could produce more if we relocated this farm that he gave us. We could definitely do that, but it's fine. Well, this should be enough. I mean, he hasn't led us astray yet. Gil's a good guy. Let's see what it does for when we speed things up and let them get in some stuff. Okay, so what they're supposed to be making is standard houses. Let's look at the difference. A shack starts with just building, and it needs to have bread and milk to upgrade. Okay, so we're starting to get some bread around the table here. That's a bad example because that's now upgraded. Here we go. Poor house. That's a tier 2, or 2-star house. It's got its bread, it's got its milk, it's got water, but doesn't have pottery yet. People are leaving. People are coming back. That happens a lot. I wish that pop-up didn't happen a lot. Or you could tell it to stop happening. Now, these ladies are delivering everything. It looks like they get little bits and pieces and keep running out the door with them. So we gotta keep giving them some time. We're now at 8. housing. We need 1,350 population, and we need that to bump up to 16, so we're just going to buzz it along, let them finish. They're delivering the pottery. This guy's making the pottery. This guy's making the clay. If we have a shortage of pottery, we can actually add an extra worker in here if we needed to. And we could do another worker here to use up more of the pottery if we start getting a little bit of a surplus. Right? If this starts building, then obviously we're not using it as fast as we are gathering it. So we could click there, and we could add another worker in. Since he's like literally right across the road from everything, the proximity makes a difference. These guys, if he was sitting out here, this guy would not be able to keep up with 3 workers. He can only keep up with 2, so it makes a difference. There we go, people. Oh no, that's not it. That's not the win. 9 of 16 housing. All right, what's our shortcome here? Bread. Yeah, still having the 2 bakers. Let's add some more. Do we have a lot of wheat? We don't. That's the problem. The Gil's number of wheat is going to take us a bit to rank those up. So each of these guys have some bread, but not a super steady supply. It's getting there. We're at 12. 1,400 people. 13. Come on. Now back to 12. 11, 12, 13. Come on. I should have just changed up that farm. We're not getting enough farming in here. We might be able to... Can we add any more farmland? I doubt it. He's only got 1. I don't think we've got any more space that we could farm 2 tiles for him. You can get 3 tiles of work done. Not very useful, but oh well. Not a big improvement, but we have extra population. There we go, 15. Come on, hit 16, 14. There we go, we got them up to 16. Excellent. So we've managed to plow through the first 3 tutorial missions. We've got the basics under our belt now. This one is the first one that requires, this next one's the first one that requires a temple. So monument building is, we're going to look at the very basics of a templated monument build next episode, and try to build a population of our own without any hand-holding, basically. So that'll be in tomorrow's episode. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this game. Does definitely take me back. I love the interface. They really thought through some of the good parts of the old Impressions game and some of the crappy parts of the old Impressions games, like deleting warehouses, and they really did a good job of taking the good and leaving the bad. So I'm enjoying it so far. Hope you are as well. I haven't gone very far into the game, so this next map is the furthest I've gone at this point. So we'll have a look at it and see what Uruk, the city of Uruk, looks like when we're done with it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're liking this one, again, hit that like button and definitely subscribe if this is the type of game that you want to see more of. I would appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or things that I skimmed over or didn't explain that I could explain better, or if you have any hints or tips. That's the place for them as well. Thank you everybody so much. We'll see you in game.